Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Alves, and on behalf of the World AIDS Day Committee, we welcome you in joining. Sure. Oh, wow, thank you so much. Okay. Let's start off again. On behalf of the World AIDS Day Committee, we welcome you in joining us to celebrate the 25th anniversary to commemorate World AIDS Day in New Bedford. The theme for World AIDS Day 2013 is Getting to Zero, which encompasses zero new infections, zero stigma, zero discrimination. This theme will continue through 2015. The goal in the future will remain reaching to zero. Through the efforts of prevention and education and early screening, we are working towards reaching that goal. We hope you will join us today and in the years ahead in honoring the spirit of this campaign, because too many people continue to be marginalized because of their HIV status. Until we reach zero new infections, zero stigma, and zero discrimination, the importance of our fight to reach that goal remains the reason we tirelessly continue to fight this disease. We all have the power to raise awareness, but collectively, we have the power to change the world. Thank you, and I welcome you to our event tonight. And at this time, I would like to introduce the Honorable Mayor Jon Mitchell to officially open World AIDS Day.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and thanks for coming out tonight. Most of all, thank you, Maria, for keeping the event going year after year. It's not an easy thing to do to come out for this event. It is very hard to overlook this event. AIDS isn't on the front page every day as it once was, but it's still out there, as all of you know. And we haven't reached zero. We haven't reached zero infections and zero stigma, certainly. And we need to get there because there are way too many still of our fellow residents in this city and beyond who deal with the disease every day, who are HIV positive and whose lives are permanently changed as a result of that. And they need our support, they need our help, and they don't need to be judged. And it's unfortunate we still have to speak in those terms, but it's times like this that we can remind ourselves of the need to continue to reach out to support research and just to help those and lend a certain degree of sensitivity to those who are still dealing with the disease. So I have a proclamation tonight, and maybe I do need Connie, that a little bit lighter Joe, one of the two of you. Yeah. I have proclamations for all of the organizations that have played a part in sensitizing us to the plight of those who are HIV positive in this day and age. And let me just go ahead and read it. Today marks. Or this week marks the 25th anniversary of World AIDS Day. Local organizations like those that are being recognized tonight continue to inspire the leaders in New Bedford to become involved in the campaign to raise awareness and stop the spread of HIV and AIDS. They are dedicated to forming lasting relationships with individuals, businesses, elected officials, and other organizations to inspire leaders to respond to the global HIV and AIDS epidemic. These organizations are all about prevention, education, and awareness, and events like World AIDS Day campaign are an important part of the effort to reduce the spread of this infection and raise awareness globally and locally about the need to assist people living with AIDS. So on that basis, with the power vested in me as mayor, I do hereby proclaim December 1st, actually it was yesterday, but today's the 2nd, December 1st, yesterday, as World AIDS Day in the city of New Bedford. I encourage every member of this community to learn about HIV and AIDS and to join the fight to stop the spread of the disease. Signed this day, December 2nd. Let me just note, once again, I appreciate the support of city councilors Joe Lopes and Steve Martins, who are here tonight. Joe lending his additional support through his handy pocket light, which allowed me to read this proclamation. But I really want to just say to all the organizations, and let me just go ahead and name all of them so you're recognized: the Community Substance Abuse Services, Greater New Bedford Community Health Center, Coastline Elderly Services, SRN Family Centers, Seven Hills Behavioral Health, Lifehouse, and PACA. All of you, thank you so much for what you do day in and day out for those in need and those who have been afflicted with HIV. Let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. There's still way too many people who need our help. Thank you very much.
I would like to introduce our, I gotta grow a few inches. I would like to introduce our city councilor from Ward 6, Joe Lopes, to say a few words related to our event today, which is World AIDS Day, and that is the reason why we're here together. So please welcome Joe Lopes.
Thank you.
Sorry, speak louder.
I'll speak. Okay. You know, it seems like only a couple days ago when I was in junior high and Mr. Pinto at Roosevelt Junior High taught us about AIDS and how we needed to learn about it and how it would be something that we would have to deal with the rest of our lives. And being in the 8th grade, I really didn't think anything of it. But over the last couple years and being a city councilor and seeing that it truly takes a team to teach and to educate the entire general populace, I go back to those days being in junior high and in health class and realizing what they were trying to teach us is one of the things we're still talking about 25 years later, and that's taking the stigma away from it and how to prevent it. So the entire team of people that the mayor recognized with all his proclamations, that's what they're doing. And having everyone here, Seven Health, yourself, it does that and it helps. And as we said last year, you know, the more people learn about it, the reduced the stigma will come from it. And it seemed like only God knows how long ago Bill Clinton was on TV discussing about a character on The Real World that was actually suffering through it. And that brought it into the general public for everybody to see. But we still need to continue to discuss it, and that's what days like this to do. So I commend everyone for continuing to bringing a voice to it and bringing a voice to the people that are affected. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce City Council Ward 2, Steve Martins.
Thank you, and I'll be brief, but it really is, I'm really proud to be here with all of you and stand with each and every single one of you. And as the mayor stated, and we're honoring those organizations who continue to bring awareness for World AIDS Day, we also have to thank all of you. We can no longer, as the mayor said here today, we can't just sit back and watch, and it's just fitting to hear that this year's motto is really bringing down to zero. And I believe that we can do that one day, and that's because of organizations that you heard here today, with all of your help and spreading to your family and friends, who all of you know at least someone who has been affected by AIDS. And with all of your help, we continue to bring awareness. And I'm proud to stand with each and every one of you as my colleague Joe Lopes and the mayor each year that we're here with you, stand with you, bring the awareness in the city of New Bedford, and we continue to do our part. And we really just can't sit back and watch. And I really thank all of you for doing that and bringing that awareness. And I strongly do believe that if we continue to do this throughout the year, not just today, but throughout the year, and bring that awareness about World AIDS Day, we can bring it down to zero. Thank you and God bless.
And at this time, I would also like to introduce Connie Rocha-Mimoso, who is the HIV Services Director for Seven Hills Behavioral Health. Connie?
Good evening, everybody. Like everybody said, it is wonderful to be here. At least it's not cold like all the other years. Each year on World AIDS Day, we come together as a community to fight this destructive epidemic. Today, we recall friends and loved ones we have lost throughout the years and pray for those who continue to struggle and living with the disease as of today. On this World AIDS Day, we as the community of New Bedford are more optimistic than ever There are significant decreases in new infections and deaths, and we are making significant progress in realizing our target for ensuring all individuals have access to antiviral treatment by 2015. This is crucial to halting and reversing the AIDS epidemic for good. However, there's still worrying signs about our youth and elderly population that continue to be infected today as we gather here today to celebrate this day. Although we have made great progress in reaching these vulnerable populations, we must continue to address the community in eliminating stigma, discrimination. We must promote prevention and routine HIV testing. We must recommit to breaking the remaining barriers, including social exclusion and sexual orientation, so we can reach all people who lack access to HIV treatment and services. There's still much to do today. If we want a future free of AIDS, we will continue to invest commitment in innovations to reach the vision of zero of new infections, zero discrimination, and zero AIDS-related deaths. On this World AIDS Day, let us resolve to consign AIDS to the pages of our history in the city of New Bedford. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Pastor Brian Souza to do the opening prayer before the Candlelight Vigil is to begin. Pastor?
Before I begin the prayer, I just want to, I'll wait till the siren stops. 25 years of law enforcement, they'll keep going by, trust me. There is a sense every time I come to something like this that I feel that I need to ask for forgiveness for how the Christian community treated people with AIDS in the very beginning. And there was a lot of stigmas and there were a lot of things that were said. And thank God that as we walk with these candles tonight, we are lighting the way that really was a way where we had ignorance towards what was happening with the disease, and things were said and people were treated in certain ways that they shouldn't. But the truth of the matter is that we truly are called to be people, regardless of what our faith is or our lack of faith is, people that one another and care for one another. I just believe that God calls us to love everybody and to forgive and to offer hope. And so in that tradition, would you just join me in that prayer today? A gracious and loving God, who created all of us in your image as your children, let us walk tonight as we lift our candles to break the silence and to break the darkness. We thank you for a city that is compassionate, that has a long tradition of walking with people with so many different issues that they go through their life and breaking through areas of discrimination. And today we stand as those that break those bonds again tonight. We walk in love, we walk in justice, and we walk in hope that one day we will not need to walk anymore, but we'll be able to say that you have healed all. We thank you. In your precious name, amen and amen.